The Game has dated a Kardashian. Actually, scratch that. He's dated two Kardashians. And that's not even the wildest thing on this list. We're talking an almost decade relationship that ended days before the wedding on camera in front of America. So buckle up because this one gets messy fast. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button because we cover stuff like this all the time. And trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming. Let's get into it. Number 1, Alexis Gaines. I'm starting with his high school sweetheart, Alexis. She's an entrepreneur now, but back in 2003, while Game was still trying to make a name for himself in the rap world, they welcomed their son, Harlem. Even though they didn't stay together, I was surprised to find out that they've managed to keep things pretty friendly over the years. They've co-parented Harlem without much public drama, which isn't something you see every day. Beyond that, there's not a whole lot out there about Alexis since she's always preferred to keep her life private. Number 2, Tiffany Cambridge. This one is easily his most significant relationship. Game started dating schoolteacher Tiffany Cambridge back in June of 2004 when he was only 24. As I dug deeper into their story, it became pretty clear that she was the backbone of his personal life while his music career was taking off. Together, they welcomed 2 children, their son King and their daughter Callie, in 2010. Then things got more interesting. In October 2011, Game pulled off a huge surprise proposal at the elementary school where Tiffany worked. He proposed in front of students, staff, and cameras, and it quickly became a major headline. Their relationship even landed its own VH1 reality show, Marrying the Game, which followed them as they planned their wedding. But here's the part one didn't see coming. Just days before the wedding, they reportedly called it off. From what I found, they had been clashing behind the scenes for quite some time. Even though they continued appearing together on TV afterward, things never really got back on track. By 2014, after nearly a decade together, they officially went their separate ways for good. Number 3, Nia Riley. Next, I came across his brief relationship with singer Nia back in 2005, after she appeared in one of his music videos. This one was surprisingly low-key, and from what I found, he didn't even confirm they were dating until after it had already ended. Looking back on the relationship, he admitted that dating another public figure wasn't easy. With both of their careers demanding so much of their time, they hardly got the chance to be together. Even though the relationship didn't last, I found it interesting that there was never any bad blood between them. In fact, years later, he was still speaking about her with a lot of respect. Number 4, Malia Michelle. Around the late 2000s and into the early 2010s, I came across rumors linking Game to video vixen Malia Michelle. Neither of them ever confirmed that it was anything serious, but from what I saw, photos and videos of them together at clubs kept the speculation going for years. Then things started getting a little more interesting when Game made comments about her relationship with another artist, which sparked quite a bit of controversy. Even after all of that, though, I couldn't find anything that officially confirmed they were ever in a serious relationship. Number 5, Felicia Boulware. This next relationship really caught my attention because it looked like it was heading somewhere serious. Game and businesswoman Felicia moved pretty fast, getting engaged in 2006. At the time, I could see why so many fans believed this was finally the one for him. But even with how quickly everything happened, they never actually made it to the altar. What surprised me was that neither of them has ever really spoken publicly about what caused the relationship to end. So to this day, the real reason remains unclear. Number 6, Kim Kardashian. Now here's a name you probably didn't expect. Back in 2008, Game briefly dated Kim Kardashian, years before she became popular. He said he met her through her ex, Ray J, and that the two dated for about 8 months. He's actually admitted in later interviews that he developed real feelings for her during that time. But according to Game, things started fizzling when he began noticing signs she was getting close to NFL star Reggie Bush. Their breakup was reportedly pretty amicable, though he did end up referencing her in one of his songs afterward. Number 7, Saad. Around 2012, I came across rumors linking Game to stylist Saad, although this wasn't something that became public until years later. What I found interesting was that the story didn't even come from either of them. Instead, it surfaced through comments made by a completely different reality TV personality, who claimed the two were involved while Sade was going through a separation. Even after looking into it, I couldn't find any direct confirmation from either Game or Saad, so there really isn't much information beyond those claims. What I do know is that Saad eventually reconciled with her ex, and the two went on to get married in 2018. Number 8, Lala Anthony. Next, I came across reports linking Game to social media personality and assistant Lala in 2013. From what I found, the two were rumored to have been involved for several months. What really fueled the speculation was the fact that she was almost always by his side, whether he was on tour or attending events. Even though neither of them ever publicly confirmed the relationship, I noticed her name comes up again later in his story, so this definitely wasn't the last time she was connected to him. Number 9, Khloe Kardashian. Game found himself connected to the Kardashian family once again, this time with Kim's younger sister, Khloe. Throughout 2013 and 2014, the two were spotted together so often that it naturally fueled a lot of speculation about what was really going on. From what I found, Game has since acknowledged the relationship and explained that there was never any real tension over the fact that he'd been linked to both sisters. Even so, the relationship didn't last very long. Before long, they had both moved on with their lives, bringing that chapter to an end. Number 10, India Love. This next relationship is easily one of the most talked about and definitely one of the most controversial I came across. After his split from Tiffany, Game got involved with influencer India Love around 2014. As I looked into it, it was clear why this relationship attracted so much attention. A lot of the discussion centered around the noticeable age gap between them, and the relationship itself was on and off for several years, keeping it in the headlines the whole time. Unfortunately, things didn't end on the best terms. By 2016, the relationship had officially come to an end, and from what I found, Game has continued referencing India publicly on a number of occasions ever since. Number 11, Rebecca the 100th. This next one caught me by surprise because Game actually found love on his own reality dating show, She's Got Game. In 2015, Rebecca ended up being his final pick, and for a moment it really looked like the relationship had a chance. From what I found, they genuinely tried to make things work after filming Wrapped. But once real life kicked in, things became a lot more difficult. Between Game's non-stop studio schedule and everything else his career demanded, it wasn't easy for them to maintain the relationship. In the end, it didn't last much longer than the show itself. Number 12, India Marie. Later that same year, I came across another short-lived relationship, this time with model India Marie during the summer of 2015. From what I found, the two were together for only a couple of months, roughly from July through September. It was a pretty brief chapter, and what stood out to me was how quietly it ended. Neither of them ever really addressed the relationship publicly after it was over, so there isn't much more known about what happened. Number 13, Krista B. Allen. Fast forward to 2022, and this was one of the more unexpected moments I came across. A viral TikTok video showed Game kissing actress Krista B. Allen during a 4th of July gathering, and it didn't take long for people to assume they were dating. As I looked into what happened afterward, though, the story turned out to be a lot different than the internet first believed. Both of them later cleared things up. Krista explained that she was single and wasn't romantically involved with Game, while Game said she was simply a guest at his party who had come with mutual friends. Even after those explanations, I noticed the video continued making the rounds online for a long time, and plenty of people still believed the dating rumors. Number 14, Chanice Harrison. And that brings me to the most recent relationship I came across, one that made plenty of headlines. Game was linked to Chanice, the daughter of reality star Evelyn Lozada. Rumors about the two had been circulating online for a while, before it was eventually confirmed that Chanice gave birth to their son in December 2024. As I looked into the story, it was easy to see why it generated so much discussion. A lot of the online debate centered around Evelyn's past connection to Tiffany Cambridge, Game's former longtime partner. From what I found, both Chanice and Evelyn publicly pushed back against many of the rumors and speculation, and Game also addressed parts of the story in interviews. As of now, everything I've seen suggests they're focused on privately co-parenting their son. And that's the complete rundown of Game's dating history, from his high school sweetheart all the way to his most recent relationship. Looking back at all of them, I think it's fair to say a few had a much bigger impact on his life than others. But what do you think? Which relationship do you believe had the biggest impact on him? Let me know down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more content like this.